Hi, it's Tammy with TNT Hauls, and today's video is on 72-hour bag, bob, bug out bag, go bag, whatever you want to call it. Just have something that if you need to go now, you can go now. Because when they knock on your door at 2 o'clock in the morning, you don't have time to pack up anything that you're going to need for 2 to 3 days. And it might be just for an hour or two, but you don't know that. So at least have a 72-hour bag. Now stay tuned so I can show you everything that's in mine. Hi, I'm back here somewhere, I promise. Here I am. I have not weighed this, but I would guess it at about 40 to 45 pounds. And I've been through it and took out what I think I can take out down to the bare minimum. And I actually have 2 more items sitting here next to me to go back in it, or in it. So let's start with what's on the outside of it first. I did get this bag from Temu for under $10. I will leave the link for that. I don't know what they are going for now, but it is a very nice size bag, and it's perfect for one person. And one person is all you're going to get in here. So this is my updated to-go bag, and I'm going to start working on Johnny's next. At the end, if I remember, I'm going to tell you what will make Johnny's bin a little different. And the main thing of that is because he is a man and he hunts, so there's parts of it. So, why would you need a 72-hour bag? Go bag, bob, bug out bag, they're called different names. I'm not a end of the world or the walkers are coming after us or anything like that person. Or they're going to bomb us and drop an A-bomb, because hey, if they do that, everybody's dead and the bag is not going to do any good anyway. So sorry about the doom and gloom of that, Charlie. Mine is, and I got real serious about it when our ice making factory, it's a very small business in our small town of Elizabethtown, caught on fire, and they have nitrogen and ammonia inside. And at the time that it first caught on fire, they did not know if the ammonia was leaking or was gonna blow. So there was a certain mile radius that I can't remember if they actually did evacuate them or was going to. I think they were going to, because they were having a hard time getting hold of the owner, because this was late at night when this fire broke out. No idea how it started. I'm not going to go there. It's none of my business. So I was listening to this on our, it's an app that we have, and I can't think what it's called off the top of my head, but I'll pop it up here in the corner when I'm editing. And you can put in your own zip code and what agencies you want to cover as far as police and ambulances and things like that, and they will tell you when stuff is going on. So if they had, I think it was a 3-mile radius they had started with, they were going to do, and may have done, I don't remember exactly, it's been a little bit since that happened. And then they were talking about a 5 to 10. Well, if they'd have done a 5, we were on that cusp. If they'd have done 10, we would have been in that. And my first thoughts was, my per se go bag has nothing in it really that could help me for 24 hours, much less 48 to 72 hours. So I got serious about it then and decided, okay, that's it. I'm going to start beefing my bag up. And so I had mentioned it on videos here and there where I picked up items through Temu to add to it, and some people had commented that they would love to see what I have in it and things like that. Now, I am not going to say mine has everything in the world in it that I need that would sustain me for 72 hours. But you'll see that as we go along. So we're already almost 5 minutes into the video and I haven't showed you anything in or on my bag. So let's go. There's side pockets on each side. You're supposed to have a gallon of water per day per person. There's no way anybody's carrying 3 gallons of water. There's no way. So I have a bottle of water that I keep in the bag. And water doesn't go bad as long as you keep it out of the heat and sun. Just keep it in a cool, dry, and this is a bit dark area, but I just keep it. It actually stays in our bedroom right in front of my closet. So especially if it's in the middle of the night, jump up, throw my shoes on, grab the bag, and we go. All right, on the other side, and I'm not going to rush this video because I think it's an important one. So I hope that you can stay for the whole video. If not, then come back and finish it. On this side of my bag, I have a pen light somewhere. And this one is battery. Very bright. Pushes very easy. It's very hard and sturdy. I mean, it's very hard. And it clips right on to this little mesh pocket, which is perfect for me. This looks like an ink pen, which is why I like it the way that it looks. It is actually a cutter. I hope you can see that. I believe they are supposed to be used for crafts. I have used them to cut out around stickers. But this could be a defense item if you needed it. And nobody's going to come up here and grab a cheap looking ink pen and steal it from you if it's sitting somewhere and you got your back turned. I mean, I wouldn't think so. Let's see. And just on the pulls, I just have little things on my chains. I have Christ with me. I have a compass that also came from Temu. And it's tiny enough and perfect enough with the chain and with the lobster claw that I connected it to my pool. On the back, I have a solar energy panel, which also has 2 flashlights on it. You can charge it if you have access to the USBs and the plug-ins to plug it with. And the reason I have it hanging outside of my bag is if you are having to go somewhere there is no power, this is going to pretty much always stay charged up as long as you're outside in sun. And even if there's no sun, it will still get some solar. So it's good to at least have it hanging out all the time. And it's not keep taking up room inside. I have another little flashlight hooked on the back. This one is USB, and it has all of the lights on it. It has the one beam, it has the SOS, it has the flashing to catch your attention, And I have this to put my hair up if worse comes to worse and I can get to it quickly. And I have an extra metal water bottle. I am planning on getting a straw that they have that purifies your water. I haven't got that yet, but that's on my bucket list to get. Okay, I think it's everything that's on the outside of it. So let's lay this bad boy down and start getting into the meat and potatoes, so to speak, of it. Having this on my back is heavy, so yeah, it's not something you want to carry all the time. It's something that you're gonna grab and go, and hopefully you're gonna be able to take your vehicle. And so you just walk to your vehicle, put it in the back seat, and take off with it. And then walk into, if you are lucky enough to get into a building, or if you can get on the interstates and go to family or to somewhere where you can sit and wait until you can come back home. And I also am in the process of making a bag for both of my dogs. I'm just going to put both in one. I'm going to have harnesses and name tags. I have them ordered from Temu. They're coming in. There is a bag you can get to strap to your larger dogs. I really don't want to do that to Grizzly since he's 9 years old and he has hip problems. So I'll just try to keep it as light as I can. Hopefully I can get food in there that I can provide for them for at least 3 days. Something will work out. God always provides, right? Okay, my very top pocket. First thing I'm gonna pull this table a little closer to me, is this emergency whistle. Very loud pitch. I keep that on the outside too so that I can get to it quickly. Alright, so in my front pocket, I'm gonna take it all out, lay it down here. Sorry about the camera shaking. It is advised to have a tablet and an ink pen and post-it notes in your bag so that you can either leave notes or write instructions down for something. Maybe if you need them to go by your home, write down your address, like if you want a cop or something to go by and check out your home. Plus, and what I would do would be turn it around on the back and then flip it and then use the back page. And this is where you need to write your family members' names and their cell phone numbers. And maybe even their email addresses. Cell phone numbers, because if you are scared or your phone is dead, you have no way of getting that phone number. And it's not like back in the old days where we all knew the phone numbers and we could pick up that phone and dial it. I don't know too many people that know all the phone numbers that they call nowadays. Because even when they ask me my phone number, I'm like, oh, let's see, I don't call myself. What's my number? And then, usually I end up remembering, or Johnny's there and he says my number. I'm like, you don't call yourself. So this is where I would have like Johnny Tillett, husband, have his number, then Liz Case, and she lives with us, and then her phone number. And then I would start off with my other two children who don't live with me and their phone numbers. I have one that lives here, another one lives here in Kentucky in E-Town, and one, of course, Christopher, that lives in Alabama, and maybe even my grandkids' names and phone numbers. And if you get that far, you don't actually have to have their last names on there, but have their phone numbers, just in case somebody finds you and you're not feeling well. They can start contacting people and say, hey, we found this person. Also, while I'm here, you need to have in a waterproof package of some sort, a copy of your driver's license, your birth certificate, and your marriage license if you're married. That will prove a lot of things if need be. Okay, so there's the little tablet. This is not probably really waterproof, but close enough. I don't even think that a baggie that you buy at the store are waterproof. Not even the frozen baggies are really waterproof, because when you thaw them out, they leak a little bit. But whatever. Certain things you want to have in baggies to protect them. I'll get to that in a minute. So, first of all, sunglasses. And these are not my best glasses. That's one reason why I got them in there, but they will protect my eyes. Whatever. So, my ink pen. Eyeglasses. A cloth to clean those with. And here are my post-it notes. I got a few of the bigger ones and a decent stack of smaller ones. These did not come from Temu. So those back in there, and like I said, that is to keep them from, I mean, sunglasses aren't going to hurt if they get wet, you know, whatever, but you know, your post-it notes need to stay as dry as you possibly can keep them. And of course my notebook's not in a baggie, but I'm hoping that I will get a baggie to put that in if I remember. And let's hope we never have to have it. I have 5 dice. Just we play a game called 10,000. We can always make up our own Yahtzee pads on paper just to pass the time. And then my NOAA radio. It's also an AM FM. It runs on batteries only. There's no way to plug it in. It does have an antenna with it, so it will keep up with the NOAA weather radio. And I'm told that in a dire emergency, that not only do they announce tornado warnings or hurricane or fire warnings on here, that they will also announce other things that could happen. And I'm going to just leave that at that. Alright, so there's the front pocket. Now we're going to go to my second layer. I'm going to pull it out, and then I'll put it back in as I tell you what everything is. So sorry about the camera shaking. That's it on that. This is 3 days worth of medication for me only, because this is my go bag. So I have my 2 prescriptions and my allergy pill that are in here. So I only take 3 actual pills. Then on each of the 2 ends, I filled it full of antacids. Lord knows, if you get heartburn from eating something that, you know, let's say you're with somebody and you know them, and, you know, everybody's putting their food together and to have, maybe somebody has hot dogs and chili sauce and you eat that, and it will by all means give me heartburn. Yeah, I love it, but they don't love me. Or, you know, people trade food. I even, as you will see in here, I have Vienna sausages, and those will even give me heartburn. And believe me, they are not one of my favorite foods, but I guarantee you, if you're hungry, you're going to eat them. So, there's my medication, and I have it in a big freezer bag, wrapped all up, praying that if something does happen, it does stay dry. I have a full-size garbage bag. I have 3 towelettes upside down. Skin so soft, and these are for mosquito repellent. And one of these will wipe your whole body down. 2 face masks, because you never know who's around coughing and hacking and sneezing, and God knows you don't want to get anything that you can't get rid of or could kill you. Or is it not anything that's going to protect you from any gases or anything like that? You would have to have a whatever those masks are called. I ordered this first aid kit from Temu, and when I say it has the bare necessities, it has the bare necessities. So, however, I did add some generic antibiotic cream in it. I added some little towelettes that you get wet and they expand that I ordered from Temu. And like I said, it had, you can look at, they have different ones on there. Look at the little scissors. And I put a hair tie in here. That hair tie is not necessarily to tie your hair back. It can be used if that's what you need it for. But say you have something you need to bandage up, you can't actually bandage it tight enough, you can always cut this and tie it. So kind of a tourniquet. See if someone is bleeding. And it's clearly marked first aid kit. So you just tell them my first aid kit. It's not much, but there's a first aid kit and my bag. If you know what pocket it is, even better. This, I have a pocket that has my more emergency. It gets more emergency kind of like as we go through. But this is a radio that you wind, or that you squeeze for your light. That is the only way that you can charge it up. And of course it hasn't been completely charged, so this is not going to last long. But once it is charged, then you lock it right here. And also, you can turn the flashlight on and off so it gets discharged. But if this goes down, all you gotta do is squeeze until you run that battery back up. And that's all. You cannot replace the batteries. It's just one that you squeeze. Love this. This is perfect for emergencies. And of course, it's an owl, and you know I love owls. And I try to keep that in the top part of the pocket so that can be grabbed too. Also, another thing that I saw, that your essentials that you really don't want someone to get to very easily, you need to, if you have the side pockets like this does, have both your pulls pulled over and pushed down into that pocket, so that if they have to get in there and dig around to get those pulls to pull them up, you know somebody's trying to get in there before they get to it. Does that make sense? Alright, so we're getting into the third layer. I'm trying. Where are you at? Bear with me. Okay. I'm going to try to push this back. I don't know why my phone's running away. Here we go. Get over here. Stop that. Again, I'm going to pull it all out. Not as much in this pocket. But that is where I'm going to add this. And this I got from Temu. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this. Don't remember the price that this was, but I will try to remember to put it up here or link it. If there's anything that you see in here that did come from Temu, just request it in the comments, and I'll try at least find you a link on Temu for some of the items. Most of them probably did come from Temu. This is a fire blanket. Why would you need a fire blanket? Everybody needs one of these in their house too. They hang from this grommet right here. Now this one won't hang from the grommet. Of course, it's going to be in the bag. But if they're hanging in the house on that grommet on a screw, I will put it on a screw, not a nail. You're going to grab both these tabs right here and pull straight down. And when you pull down, this is going to pull this blanket out, and it's going to open it wide open. And you can still do the same thing with it, you know, if it's, of course, you have, if they put, say I got a fire blanket in there, and they can still grab both of them and pull them out, and it's going to come open and just throw it either over the fire if you're on fire, or a child's on fire, or if you're trying to put a fire out somewhere out in the forest, if you're out there for some reason, lay it over and smother that fire. This is 1 meter by 1 meter, which is perfect size for your house to put over maybe a grease fire in your stove or on a person. So there's that. I'm going to go ahead and get these out of the way. These are just pretty much examples. This is Vienna sausages, and this is potted meat spread. I love potted meat. I used to like Vienna sausages when I was a kid, and my kids used to like them when they were kids. They might still, I don't really know. But potted meat, I love it. And funny story was, my kids used to call it cat food because it's a can that's like a cat food can. So to this day, we still call it cat food. I know it's gross, but it's just a family joke. So you're not going to have bread, more than likely. You could have maybe some crackers or whatever, but at least make sure you have utensils. I hauled these a while back. Does anybody remember when I hauled these utensils? Got them upside down. It has a fork, a knife, a spoon, and chopsticks in it. They're silver. They're not real silver, but at least they're washable and reusable. Okay, so let's put this back in here. Now, as far as foods, do your own research. Find things that you will eat, or your child, whatever, and make sure that your child has its own bag, and if it's old enough and big enough to carry its own bag, because you have all you can do to carry. Of course, smaller ones cannot. You'll have to carry theirs, but everyone should be carrying their own bag, because you know, if it's an emergency, it's an emergency. And make sure that there's also a copy of information on their bag or in their bag of their name and your name and information to get a hold of you. Poor child. This is also more bandage wrap for the first aid. And then this is one of my TNT haul makeup bags that I ordered, personalized. And I hate to take everything out, but I'm gonna. And like I said, this is gonna be a long video, so I hope you're in it for the long haul. Sorry, dropped the battery. Okay, let's start off with this. You have no electricity whatsoever. What in the world can you do to charge your phone? Hopefully there's some kind of solar outside. Take this outside, and as long as this is in direct sun especially, this will charge your phone. Slowly, very slowly, but it will charge your phone and your other power banks too. But of course, if you get the ones that have the solar in them already, let them charge themselves. So, but yes, you can plug your phone into this and charge it. This is a USB in, so you do have to have the USB cord with it, which I do have in this bag. So plug it into this, plug this into your phone, charge away. Put this in the bag. Now remember, on the flashlights, have one you can charge up with USB, have one that uses batteries. I have not put batteries that are not rechargeable in my bag yet. I'm going to do so. But at the moment, what I do have in here are, like I said, now this is just my bag. I'm not powering everybody that's with me or everybody that's there. This is for me. This is one person. So I have 4 AA batteries, rechargeable. And I have the rechargeable unit that is USB. I have 4 AAA batteries. Are we moving again? We crawled a little bit, didn't we? 4 AAA batteries with a second charging port. So yes, I have 2 charging ports. I don't like these at all. They are so uncomfortable. But push comes to shove, and you're going to be packing your bag, and you're going to have to be walking, but you can't see because it's dark. You're going to be so thankful that you have a headlamp. And this one is not rechargeable. You can change the batteries in these because it does have the little screw on the back. So you can buy the little nickel-sized batteries that go in there. But Temu actually does have the rechargeable, and I will be probably getting one of those for Johnny and myself both. But probably keeping this one, and he has a much larger one for his. He's going to be in the front, you know, and I'm going to be holding on to his pant legs or his shirt, going, where are we going? I'm behind you. I've got your back. We will have our power sticks in the vehicle because if you go somewhere you can't go inside, you probably can't take those in. But if we will be in the wilderness walking or through the woods, we don't have wilderness here in Kentucky, but well, I guess we kind of do in some places. But anyway, up in the mountains, then yes, we both will have our power sticks. I don't think I have to explain what those are, right? Alright, let me lay these out. And again, like I said, this is my bag for me, to help me, to protect me, to supply my needs for 24, 48, 72 hours. Okay? So that's why the things you're seeing, like this duct tape, there's not that much on there. And I have squeezed it to fit into the bag and to not take up as much room. Duct tape has many, many uses. So you can Google those, and that way I don't have to take up your time on that. You need a lighter in case you need to start a fire. You need paracord And paracord could be so you can maybe tie your bag up into a tree up high enough maybe to keep it away from bears. Bears climb trees, but that's what they say. I don't know. And then electrical tape because it's stretchy and strong. And if you need to wrap it around to use as tourniquet, or electrical tape and duct tape, there's not too much that it can't fix or they can't fix. Just saying. A knife. I've had this for a while. Johnny got it for me. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love my knife. It's scratched up. It's been around the block. Do not keep this on the outside of your bag to get taken or or used on you. A miniature screwdriver. If you've heard of any self-defense courses, classes, or whatever, not much has to be explained on this either, but this actually has a hole in the handle, so I am going to get some strong chain to put through this hole, and it is actually going to be connected to, well, probably here in the back, where it's going to be close to my back, and on long enough chain that if I can grab it if I need to and defend myself. Got it? I mean, you always hope that, you know, of course, first of all, these things don't happen. I hope that Johnny would be with me, but I don't know that. I mean, he goes to work, he leaves here, he gets up at 2 o'clock in the morning. By 2:30, he's gone to work, or before. So let's say he's gone at 2:30, and at 3 o'clock they come beating on the door. Train derailed. You have to leave. You have to bug out now. At that point, I guess I'm going to have to grab his bag because I'm not going to not go without his bag. But hopefully that never, ever, ever, ever happens. Just hope that never happens. I hope, if anything was to happen and we do have to bug out or leave, whatever, I do hope that my husband is able to go with me. Alright. I hope if you're still with me, put in the comments, girl, let's hope we never need them, but thank God we know what to do with them if we do. Or something to that. I have done so much research on these bags over the years, even prior to COVID, believe it or not. But like I said, I didn't really get serious about it until around that time. Okay, I'm gonna do this, I'll do that. Bottom and last pocket. Oh. Okay, come on. Work with me here. Okay. Whoo, you as tired as I am. I'll tell you what, now that I have this done, per se, I don't know, are you ever done? I'm not really done because I'm going to talk about a few more needs here in just a moment. But I feel so much better about it. I would feel better right now if they was to come knock on the door. I'm so sorry with the camera moving. And say, let's go. I said, okay, let's do it. Now, in my case, I have 2 sets of clothes in here. Because I'm in the mindset that wherever we go, we're going to be able to take a shower. If you're out in the woods, you're out in the forest, or whatever, you're walking the roads, which hopefully you have a vehicle and that doesn't have to be. But I mean, what if the gas stations are closed down? I mean, look when Helene hit in North Carolina, those poor people. And even if they had go bags, they didn't have time to grab those and go. I mean, they had, you know, it's just terrifying if you stop and think about it. So I try not to really think about it a whole lot. But I'm not gonna. I have my clothes. I have kind of like pajama pants, but they actually are not pajama pants. I mean, I guess they are, but they are real trees, so they can, and they're pink. I know you're shocked. I know you're shocked about that pink. So, I mean, nobody's gonna know that they're pajama pants or if they're, you know, jogging pants or, you know, everyday wearing pants. So I have those. I have a pair of underwear, I have a bra, and a t-shirt, and then I have them rolled up all together and stuffed in. My other set for right now is a pair of shorts, a pair of underwear, a bra, and a t-shirt, and they're all rolled up together. So I will have the clothes that I have on. If they come in the middle of the night, that's going to be a pair of shorts and a t-shirt probably. If it's during the day, though, I'm going to be dressed, of course. I'm so sorry, excuse me. And 2 sets of clothes. So hopefully that would last me 3 days. I really don't want to put another set of clothes in there because of the... Oh, and underwear. I'm sorry. And socks are rolled up in those too. The weight. So the weight is getting to me already. Okay. Stop talking. An extra pair of shoes that you keep in your bag and you keep them dry. These actually need to be in a Ziploc baggie. Or in here. I'm going to put them in this whenever I get done. Inside this, shoes, and tie your shoes together. I'm not really sure what that matters, but I also saw that as a hint on somebody else's channel. They said tie your shoes together. Okay. Inside my shoes, one in each shoe, I have these light bulbs that I purchased from Amazon. This is one that you can hold it on the metal, put your finger on the tip, and they light up. Or you have this, which has the connectors inside. And it has a hook on it so that you can hang it for a little light. And make sure you don't waste your light when you absolutely positively do not have to have it. It's just a little tidbit there. And I had this tied on with my shoelaces. This is another little light. And like I said, I only have 2 kinds in here because we're hoping for 24 to 72 hours, right? This is another one. Has a hook on it. Has a push off and on light. It's USB-C chargeable. And it has all the different lights too. You're not always going to have the chance to be able to charge, remember, so. And I keep those inside my shoes, so that keeps the shape of my shoe and keeps the bulb from breaking, because they're not real glass, but they can break and crack. And then I'm keeping the laces through the hole and just tying them up like this. So now that I have my bag out here, they're going in that. Don't think one pair of shoes that you have are going to make it, even with the boots. What if you step in deeper water and that water gets down inside your boots? Anything can happen, right? have a second charger that is USB only. These are kind of heavy. If anybody happens to be watching this, and I'll take all the sponsors that I can get for many of these items, these need to be made a little bit lighter. Kind of remind me of the microwaves when they first came out and nobody could pick them up because they were so heavy. And the big old TVs. I think we can do better on this. Come on, Eline. Down in the plastic bag. A comb. I am not going to worry about having a brush in here. I'm going to have a comb only because I'm just going to comb all this mess back, put it up in ponytail, roll on down the highway. Per se. Do you know what this is? I'm not taking it out of the bag. I have it double bagged right now, but it actually needs to be in one big bag together so that it won't get wet. This is toilet paper. Had you in your mind even thought about having toilet paper in a go bag? And I'll tell you the only reason that I did before I actually saw it on the list was when I lived in Ohio and I had to travel on the interstate to go from the city I lived in to another city to work, across bridges and all of that. They were telling us then, because they didn't close down the highway. They didn't work on it either, not in Ohio. But they would tell us, have the emergency kit, have your toilet paper. So I kept a roll of toilet paper in actually I think it was, I don't know, some kind of plastic coffee can. But I have learned now to take out the cardboard in the center, squish it flat, and put it in the bag. So this is a giant roll of toilet paper, or jumbo roll, whatever they call them. So for now, it's gonna go in here with my shoes. And final bag, before we talk about one more thing. And this is toiletries. Now toiletries is going to be whatever you want, or you need, for your person, or whatever. But I have deodorant, micellar water to clean my face, body wash, shampoo and conditioner. These are not my normal shampoo and conditioners that I use, but these are samples that I have from AVON. And anything will do in a pinch when you need it for an emergency, right? Sample size of lotion. Sample size of skincare. It's just because it's an emergency doesn't mean you're not supposed to take care of your face. And a little mirror. In my plastic bag, I have my disposable toothbrush. I'm not going to open because it's sealed, and I got this from Temu. Wasn't very much at all. It was prior to tariffs. I have more of the compressed towels to at least wash your face and hands with. And the one thing I have not got in my bag yet, which I'd like to get one to hang on the outside, is a small container of hand sanitizer. So I have a small bag of wet towelettes, a small package of Kleenexes, some chapstick, and I need to taste about that as well too here in a second. Fingernail file because more towelettes, hair thingies, and I got these from Temu as well. Do you know what these are? Comment down below if you know what these are. I'll give you a minute to do that while I tell you about something else. Did you know that most lip balms are an excellent fire starter. So if you, and so is Vaseline, and I think Vicks Vapor Rub. I think so. You can put it on paper, paper towel, Kleenexes that you have with you, one of those towelettes. Just open it up and move it around, crinkle it up. Don't get it wet. Just keep it dry, and put all this on there. Like put a bunch of the chapstick on it, and then light it with your lighter that I showed you all ago that you need to have. Petroleum in them is flammable. Now, isn't that funny for people who smoke? I used to smoke. I'd put my chapstick on and light my cigarette up. I got a flame right here by my mouth, just ready any minute to go. Alright, did you guess? They're soap petals. Paper soap petals. I'm not going to take the tape off of them. I'm not sure how many's in there. There's quite a few. And I'm sure I have not tried them, because they went straight in my emergency bag when I got them. They come from Temu. Alright, so that's everything that's in my bag. Now I want to talk as far as food wise. Your main source that's going to get you through is going to be protein. Protein's it's going to make you feel full. It's going to keep you satiated longer. So it's going to be things like tuna fish, some dried, oh come on brain, jerky, things like that. Now you get those packaged tuna fish and things like that. You can put those in your bag. You don't need a lot. You need something that's going to hold you for a couple of meals, 3 meals, whatever. Throw you some Pop-Tarts in there. They're not going to go bad. If you have Mylar bags, you can put other snacks in there that you might have to keep them sealed. Chips are going to crush in your bag, so just remember what you have. That Pop-Tart's probably going to crush if you have it in your bag. But you know what? If you're hungry, you're going to eat it anyway, right? Okay, to summarize and to complete my bug out bag, there are some things to remember. This is your bug out bag. You pack it for you, okay? Everyone needs their own specific needs in their own bag. Everybody has to pack their own. Again, age bearing, okay? Check your expiration dates on your food, on your medication, and any of your toiletries, toothpaste, anything, whatever. A good rule of thumb would be twice a year when you check your batteries, like when they fall back and all that, which hopefully we don't do that anymore, but whatever. But twice a year when you check your batteries in your smoke detector, then check the expiration dates on your items in your bag. Don't forget your copies of your important papers, and make sure they are in a bag that is waterproof. And the phone numbers of people for contact, and if you have any allergies. I'm so sorry, excuse me. Well, items that I'm still going to be adding to my bag is a small blanket. And believe me, I can wrap this up extremely tight. It'll be very tiny. And if I can't get it tight enough, then I'll get Johnny to roll it tight, because he can roll our towels, big old towels like this. I'm going to put hand sanitizer, and I'm putting that on a clip so it's not in my bag to add more weight. It's going to add weight, but it's not going to be as bad. And I'm making sure I have my notes over here. That is it. If you have any questions, believe me, no, I don't know it all. I have done my research to do my basic needs that I need in my bag. So you'll need to do the same thing for you and your family, and decide if you want a 24 hour or 48, 72. My recommendation is 72, even if you only need it for an hour. You don't know. Some people have one at home to grab. Some people have one in their car as well. That depends on what kind of room you have. If you're someone who's traveling on the road, such as if you're going during the winter or any time, actually, you're driving the interstate back and forth to work or to university or traveling for your job, whatever, it'll probably be great to have a bag that could get you home. Not just your essentials that you need for traveling, but emergency essentials. So that's just my recommendations. If you have any of your own, please add them in the comments. Like I said, I'm by far an expert from it. I will take any kind of suggestions very thankfully. Don't come at me and tell me this is bad, that's wrong, whatever, because I'm just doing the best I can to protect myself and just sharing it to help others. So thank you so much for taking your time to watch this very long video. I hope that you find it helpful and informative. I ask God to bless every single one of us. Thank you for watching. I love you. Remember to always be beautiful. Bye for now.